What am I talking about when I speak about life after death and saying I'm saying you can experience life after death before you die? What does that mean? Life after death, there's so many different types of life after death, right? Depending on what your destination is. So I'm not saying that you can experience any particular thing or like that you're going to do after death. Um, because it's explained that whatever you remember at the time of death, that's what you'll attain. Okay, so I don't know what you're going to remember at the time of death. You don't know what you're going to remember at the time of death. So you can't really experience the exact thing that's gonna happen to you after death, right? Are you gonna have some kind of hellish existence? Um, are you gonna have some kind of animalistic life, which is a type of hellish existence in a sense? And why that is there's reasons why it's said that there's certain lower life forms, um, lower only in relation to the ultimate purpose of life, which is a spiritual purpose. You can't really, in a lower species, in different life forms, you can't do that. In plant life, in animal life, you cannot inquire about the absolute truth. You cannot ask questions about who you are, and then this doesn't happen in those species. So that's why the human form of life is very special. Okay, so that's why I say lower life form. We don't know. Are you going to be in that type of situation? It's possible. We've all been there. Ancient scriptures describe how we've all transmigrated through the 8,400,000 different species of life, from the ant to the demigod, and all these life forms are different bodies for the soul. In each different life form, the same soul is there, right? The symptom of the soul is consciousness. Wherever there's consciousness, the soul is there, right? In a plant, in animals, there's consciousness. So the same soul, that we're all equal on the spiritual platform. What to speak of racism? What about speciesism, right? We're not superior to any other uh, living soul. So after death, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So when I say you can experience life after death, it doesn't mean that I can tell you where you're going to go and exactly what you're going to experience there. What I'm saying is you can experience your eternal existence. You can experience that you are eternal. You can experience that there is life after death because you can experience your eternality. And that part of your life, that part of you, basically not your body, but your true identity, your true spiritual identity, that part is eternal. But we're not connected to that. We're not experiencing that. So all we're experiencing is the temporary. We identify with the body. We think that we are the body. And so we think we are going to die. But what I'm saying is you can experience that deeper aspect of yourself, which is eternal. And you can be intimately connected with that. You can actually be acting on the spiritual platform before you die. And in one sense, the only way to perfect your life as a spiritual being, which is what we are, so the only way to perfect your life is to act on that spiritual platform. You can have great success materially, meaning you can have many, many material facilities, basically money, And you can have great success in that way. You can be very healthy. You can have so many different properties and have holidays in the most amazing places. And these are all material things, like material experiences in a sense. Going somewhere, to some place, buying something, having something. But that's not the perfection of life. That's not you perfecting your life, because you're not the body. You're not a material being. You're a spiritual being. So the perfection of your life is a spiritual achievement. And the only way you can really and also, where will you go after? So what is your destination? You could say the perfection of life is that you achieve a certain destination, right? And you can only achieve that destination, and you can only fulfill your purpose as a spiritual being, even within this life, by acting on the spiritual platform. But you can do that while in this material body. And what that is the process that I'm going to talk about. Basically, there's a way to act on a spiritual platform. And one spoiler that I can give you at this stage already is that it involves God. It involves a spiritual person. We're all spiritual people, but we are under the influence of the material energy. And the way to get out of that, the way to again reconnect, is through a spiritual person, through engaging in activities with a spiritual person. Yeah.